recording.
September 11th, 1985, Pete Rose breaks Ty Cobb's record for all-time hits with his 4,192nd hit with a single to left center. August 1989, Rose is indefinitely suspended from Major League Baseball after accusations surfaced of him gambling on games during his managing days for the Cincinnati Reds. I have been a huge baseball fan ever since I was born, and there is nothing I respect more than the integrity of America's pastime. Amidst the controversy surrounding Rose, you cannot forget how incredible of a player Rose is. Pete Rose deserves to be in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame because he was able to accomplish what he did without the help of performance-enhancing drugs, or PEDs. He holds more records than any other player in history, and his debauchery occurred during his managing days with the Reds, and there is no evidence supporting the accusations made against him. Rose being placed on the ineligible list does not change the fact that he is arguably the best player to ever play the game. In baseball's recent years, the integrity of the game has been compromised with the use of PEDs. Many of the best players today have, at one time or another, faced punishment for the use of PEDs. An entire generation of baseball players tainted with steroid use. However, Major League Baseball will not go 20 years without inducting any Hall of Famers because of drug abuse. However many players used PEDs, some of them will undoubtedly become Hall of Famers. Even though it is cheating, and I believe that it is much worse than allegedly gambling on your team, PEDs make gambling look silly when it comes to the integrity of baseball. And the numbers Rose was able to produce without the help of PEDs is a remarkable feat in itself. Pete Rose has played more games at more positions than any other player in history. In fact, he is the only player to play more than 500 games at 5 different positions: first base, second base, third base, left field, and right field. Rose is one of the best switch hitters of all time with a .303 lifetime batting average. He also holds the record for most seasons with over 200 hits, with 10 seasons. Throughout his career, he racked up an impressive 1,314 RBIs, according to a Baseball Reference statistician. Rose has an incredible 17 All-Star appearances at 5 different positions and has 3 World Series championships. Pete Rose's greatest record, although, is one that will not be broken for a very long time, if ever. He finished his career with an astounding 4,256 hits. Other than Ty Cobb, no other player has even come close to 4,000 hits. Pete Rose had amazing numbers throughout his playing career, yet a mistake he made as a manager keeps him out of the Hall of Fame for life. In 1989, accusations surfaced about Pete Rose's involvement in gambling on the team he was managing at the time. The commissioner of baseball at the time, Bart Giamatti, suspended Rose indefinitely from Major League Baseball based on the accusations. There was never any concrete evidence that Rose bet on Major League Baseball as the manager of the Reds, and in the United States, you must have proof, because without it, you cannot presume someone guilty. Although he eventually admitted to gambling on his team, in his confession, Rose said, "I always bet that the Reds would win, not lose." Regardless, whatever he may or may not have done as a manager should not linger over his incredible career as a player, a career that should undoubtedly be in the Hall of Fame. The Major League's Baseball Committee, consisting of 65 members, would have to have a 75% vote in order for Pete Rose to be eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Many members of the committee have openly spoken in favor of Rose, including Hall of Famer Hank Aaron. Aaron is noted in saying, "He belongs in. Really. His career is one that he needs to be right here in the middle of all this." I believe that if Commissioner Bud Selig brought it to a vote, the committee would vote in favor of Pete Rose and his unprecedented playing career. Nobody's perfect, and Major League Baseball is certainly not a perfect organization, especially amidst the recent PED scandals. Major League Baseball should not punish one of its greatest players for life because of a thoughtless mistake he made during his managerial years. a mistake that they had no evidence to support. The Hall of Fame is a museum designed to tell the history of baseball. The history of baseball is not complete without the story of its greatest hitter. A discrepancy that happened after his days playing in Major League Baseball should not negate the fact that he is the greatest hitter of all time, with more records than any other player in history. Pete Rose deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame.